If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
So for you guys in the newspaper, what roles you guys take on? Who does sports on here? I want to talk. So you're not just on the team, you're actually part of the writing committee, huh? This is our Renaissance man here. All right.
I think we have the sports editor in the back.
Who's your sports editor?
Marcus.
Come on up, talk to me. I'll bring you to the front of the class. Come on. Come on, you're in charge. Come on. You're the sports editor. Guess what I was in 1984? I was a sports editor in my paper. My paper was called The Owl, because we were the Dundalk Owls. The Daily Owl. I'm Ness. What's your name? Marcus. My pleasure. Why are you the sports editor? Am I losing? How am I losing?
I think we have to tell people about tests.
She smiled at me. I don't want you to leave. Go take your final. Go ahead, pass it. Thanks for coming. I like purple. That's good. It's color of royalty. Cheers, man. See it? So, for sports editor, why'd you sign up to be sports editor?
I didn't sign up for this much.
The other sports editor quit, so he stepped in.
So you're the interim sports editor.
No, he is the sports editor now.
Oh, that's it. So you're when did the other guy quit?
He kind of fell into it.
All right. So when you're, seriously, because I think it's a good thing we're doing. When you're the sports editor, what judgment are you using as to whether a story is a good story, an important story, something that your fellow classmates and students would want to read about? Like, for instance, literacy push with reading block, students search for bus tickets. That's an important story. Got to get home. And the Ravens. You guys are writing about the Ravens? Do you write about high school stuff? You write a profile about the star of our basketball team here, or did you not do that? No? You got to be doing that, man. So who decides what's an important enough story for you to put in the paper?
Editor-in-chief.
Who's the editor-in-chief? Oh, that's the one I want. All right, you're excused because you're nervous. That's all right. You're done. Come on, come on. I want to know what goes into this. Hey, I'll give you guys all the credit in the world. I'm here, right? I see this. This is a result, right? You guys put work into this. I want to know what the decision-making that goes into this. Because every day I have employees like beautiful Ashley here, who's my assistant, John, who also works with me. We have decisions we got to make every single day. And the decisions that you guys make as to what to put in here decides whether anybody reads it. I mean, I hope you think you're not putting this out and nobody's reading it. Because you're just wasting your time at that point, right? You put tweets out, you put Facebook statuses out, you're hoping that people see it, are interested in it, want to share it, want to click on it, want to say yes, no, I hate it, I love it. That's the whole point of doing all this stuff. So with the paper, what's the general tone of the paper for you? Is there one page of news, one page of opinions? Tell me about this particular October 12th edition.
This edition, before every issue, we got, in our round, we got a big board. And we just,
A whiteboard?
Yeah, a whiteboard.
We do the same thing, that's cool.
Write ideas, and just keep writing them until we don't got enough room. If we don't got enough room, we go to another board and we just keep writing stuff down.
Okay, I like that.
And then when it comes down
Do you take notes on your computer?
No, we don't take notes.
See, I'm a nut about that. Like, all the old guys I deal with, they all want a board. And they go writing down a board, and then they go taking pictures of it. And I'm like, is that you?
He do take pictures.
A little bit, yeah.
All right, see? I'm not the only old, I'm the only young old guy. But for me, while they're doing that, I'm sitting here and I'm like typing everything down because I don't want to lose everything. And that's why I'm recording this stuff today, because somewhere in here, I'm going to say something smart. I haven't yet, 30 minutes in, but at some point I'm going to learn something. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. So you do the whiteboard and you have ideas. Are the ideas categorized into news, politics, opinions?
Yeah, eventually.
Sure, let's talk. I want to learn what you do.
Yeah, our first step is just to come up with ideas, like high interest stuff. So basically, everyone does 10 ideas for the next issue. As soon as we run the press, like the next thing we do is ideas. Like what's going on, what's happening. And sometimes it's just a topical thing, like it could be, it's the end of the decade, who's the best rapper of the decade since, Tupac.
Okay.
Something like that. So after that, we just go like high interest, like what's going to make you want to read.
Perfect.
I like to think we're pretty cognizant of our audience.
Sure.
Students, teachers, like the Northwestern community. So, and then also after that, we, as far as feature stories go, and even in sports, there's kind of like an angle that's somewhat of a human interest. Like we had our football story last time. Mr. Twitter over there wrote a football one of our,
You're an author? You're published? Good work.
yeah, but one of the players actually, his brother was murdered.
Oh.
So it became, you know, not only, you know, are they struggling on the field and like coming together as a team toward the end of the year, but there was a moment in homecoming when all the players were on the stage. They had a moment of silence. So it was just this, you know, when you get down to it, what does team really mean?
Sure.
So somewhat of a human interest, high-level interest.
So there's all different kind of stories, right? There's some that pertain to Northwestern High School. There's some that are more global. Any kid anywhere would want to read a story about the best rapper of the decade, right?
Right.
So you have to then judge, especially with a paper. Now this is where I'll cut the teacher off and say this. This is limited, right? There's only so many words, so many pictures they're going to fit on 8 pages, right? Whoops, my bad. Give me this one. You got 8 pages. This is limited, right? How big's the internet? How much space do they give you on Facebook? How many tweets are you allowed to have on Twitter? Well, you're only allowed to have 140 characters, but you can tweet all day. You can get locked up. I get locked down on Sundays too because I tweet too much about the Ravens. But I guess my point is, on the internet, on a web page or a website, you could write pages and pages and pages. But given you have 8 pages, you're only going to have, you know, about this much, and you can talk about who the greatest rapper of the decade was, and then it comes down to you having news judgment, right? And saying, this is all I got. It's almost like having a budget, right? You got $100. How are you going to spend it? You only got $100. You don't have 101. That's what you have with 8 pages. And I think the internet, from an interest standpoint for me, and it's hard for me because I'm long-winded. I tend to write really long because I can, and at the newspaper I couldn't. But then you have to say, well, who the hell wants to read all this, right? I mean, to some degree, you want to be brief, like the USA Today, because people's attention spans are what they are. They only want, in 5 minutes, they want to get it all, right? And for you guys putting this thing together, I'm always interested in saying, why is this in here and why is this on the front page and not on the back page? Or why is this even in here altogether? And why is this picture of her this big when you could have made it smaller and put more words in? So those are all the decisions you guys have to make when you're putting the newspaper together. That quite frankly, on the internet, you still have to make those decisions. But I always think, like, if somebody doesn't get to the 3rd page of the crap I write, I didn't do a very good job. I either wrote it too long, I lost their interest, they weren't interested at all, they wanted less information, not more. I tend to give more than less. That's just me. And I feel like if they don't make it to the end, all right, they just weren't that interested in it. But if they do, they'll learn something. And that comes from, you know, doing this for 25 years. But I appreciate you coming up and talking to me about it. Good luck with it, man. It's
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.